What's up guys, Ryan here from Mudgunner, and today I wanted to show you guys my Sicario MP5 build. If you don't know what that means, that is the movie Sicario, not the actual real world Sicario, but yeah, this is my MP5 inspired from the movie Sicario that was used by Benicio del Toro, also known as Alejandro in the movie. And yeah, his was pretty sick. It's a kind of tough build to clone, unfortunately, and that's really just because of the Knights Armament parts that are on there, because they're not really in production very often. They do batches every few years. When you can find them, they're pretty available at MSRP, but then after that, they just skyrocket. So the bottom portion of the rail that I have here, I bought that like brand new for about 300 bucks. And then this top portion I got used for a fair deal, but unfortunately the top portion, it gets very hard to find and they get expensive. But yeah, what I have here is an HK MP5. It started out life as an SP5, which is just the generic pistol, the modern production one that you could buy off the shelf nowadays. But I had it converted, or not even converted, I had it remarked to HK MP5. Specifically, it says HK MP5-N. So that is the model now, MP5-N. There is a local person here in Arizona that does that. He goes by HK Ralph, and what he does is he can build your HKs from the ground up from parts kits, or he can modify what you already have. So again, this was an SP5. I sent it to him. I'm going to describe what he does very basically, but again, the top of your gun will say SP5. I believe he'll like sandblast all the finish off, weld over it, and then engrave it, like deep engrave it. He'll also blast all of the warning label off the side of your gun, because it'll say warning, read owner's manual before use and all that in white lettering. He gets rid of all that and engraves it, HK made in Germany and stuff. So now it's engraved deep on that side there. It's engraved MP5 up top, and then he will refinish it. And if you notice, it looks like it left the factory this way, because I mean the finish is just as good as the factory. No issues there. I also traded a Glock 17 to a buddy of mine for an HK A3 stock, I believe is what this is. And yeah, it was a pretty rough condition stock, but HK Ralph also reconditioned it and made it look brand new. So that service for the stock cost about $250, and then the service for the gun was $500 when I did it. That was a few years ago, but it looks like flawless and it really fits the vibe. And then the tough part was finding these Knights Armament rails. I found those in the movie. They are using a different mount for this red dot here, which this is an Aimpoint Comp M2 or ML2. And in the movie, they were using some basic 30 mil ring mount. I'm pretty sure there's a specific name to it. I guess they're hard to find, but honestly, that was more basic than what I have on here. This is an ARM 17 mount. Yeah, ARM 17. It's specifically for the Aimpoint Comp M2, and I think it looks really good. It's better, in my opinion, it's better than what they used in the movie. And then in the movie, I believe it was just a straight up Comp M2. This is the ML2. I believe the only difference is the M2 is night vision compatible, where this one has more daylight brightnesses. So not night vision compatible. You could probably still use it, but this is never going to be a night vision gun for me, so I don't mind. So Aimpoint Comp ML2, an ARM 17 mount, Knights Armament bottom rail, and then a Knights Armament top rail. And then other than that, again, just it's on an HK. The suppressor in the movie was an old Gemtech suppressor. I believe the current clone of that would be a GSL suppressor. I forgot the model name, but I would like to get that one. It's not going to look exact unless I can find an old Gemtech suppressor. I don't know the model that they use, but what I have on here right now is my CGS Kraken suppressor. So this is back when they did like a collaboration with Zev. It's currently called the CGS Mod 9, but it's just on a tri-lug mount. So you got your normal tri-lug and half/28 thread pitch on there. But yeah, that is the build, just running factory German magazines, and it looks good. There's a couple things that I would like to do, but I don't think I'm going to. So I would really like to add a light to this. It just feels like it needs a light, and I have a light on my other MP5, but in the movie, he's not running a light, he's not running any grip, he's just running the straight quad rail with nothing on there. And then he does have a sling. I don't know exactly if I want to run it as a single point sling. I might, which it would go from here, but I can also attach it here. So I can make it a 2-point sling and just attach it to those, but I don't know what I want to do there yet. Other than that, I mean, it's basically done. I don't know how soon I will change the suppressor on there, because again, I'm not going to be able to get the original, at least not right now. I'd have to find a used like police trade-in one or something. I don't know how I would go about that, but this does look the part. It looks like the MP5 from Sicario, and I am really happy with it. Again, it's not necessarily an easy build because of the Knights rails, but if they produce them again, I mean, that would be your chance to get on it, because again, you're going to pay a premium right now. If you can wait, whenever they do another batch, just buy them. But it is two pieces. It's the bottom piece, which again, when I bought it was about 300 bucks, and then it's the top piece, which I think these brand new were supposed to be like $200 or $300. It's just, you're not going to pay that right now, unfortunately. And then arms mount I got used from a buddy. Aimpoint Comp M2 I got used from a buddy, and then the suppressor I bought years ago. So yeah, I mean, again, it's been a dream setup of mine for a while. I would like to add a light or something, but I don't think I will. And yeah, you'll see it more on the channel. I'm gonna be shooting it. I am shooting tomorrow. I'm not gonna do a dedicated video on any gun. I might just do like a generic range day video because there's a lot of guns I need to shoot and want to shoot, but I don't want to dedicate a whole video to them because it's just not enough shooting on it. But yeah, this will probably make it out tomorrow. And then while we had this out, well, I brought this one out because this is an actual Aimpoint Comp M2. I guess in my head I figured I would show you guys the differences, but they look the exact same. So this is on a Colt M4A1, but yeah, this is a straight up just M2. And I was comparing them. This one, yeah, you don't see the red dot for the first few settings. I think it's the first 4 settings are night vision compatible, and then it'll go to your daylight settings. When I have them both on max power, they are about the same brightness. So I can't read what MOA this is on here. It's just very faint and worn down. But this one says it's a 4 MOA on the ML2. They look very similar on full power. And then I also have the twist off magnifier behind this one. So it doesn't flip to the side. I have to actually twist it off. Everyone always asks about this. But yeah, this is a Colt M4A1. Got an Aimpoint Comp M2 on there, Knights Armament rear sight, the factory Aimpoint twist off mount, and then it's got a Streamlight on there, but that's more modern, but it does have a Knights rail. So Knights rails are one of my favorites. Unfortunately, they're just hard to get, but yeah, I have a few ARs with them. And then I figured while we're on the subject of Sicario, I do have kind of my, I think Jeff Donovan is the actor's name, if I remember right. So this is kind of a clone of what he used in the movie. I think his was some type of Colt or M4. He had an EOTech 553 on there in black, I believe. This is a 512, and then I think he would have had a Knights rail on there. This is the Daniel Defense rail, but it does look the part. Also wasn't running any light. I don't even think he had a sling on his, but I do have a old Blue Force Gear sling on this one. And then if I can, I would like to clone Josh Brolin's M4A1 from Daniel Defense. So he had a Daniel Defense M4A1 with an EOTech 553 in tan and then a Surefire Raid light on there. I have the M4A1, but I don't have the 553 and I don't have the Raid. So my M4A1 has a modern EOTech EXPS3 on there, but I would like to do another one and clone that. And then also in the second movie, he is still using that Daniel Defense M4A1 with the Raid and the EOTech, and then Alejandro, Benicio del Toro's character, is running it HK UMP45. So I don't know if I would do like a legit HK. I wouldn't mind a Tommy belt conversion kit one. I see those on Gunbroker here and there for about $3,000. I don't want to commit $3,000 to that project right now. And then you would need a Trijicon SRS, which is also hard to get because they don't make those anymore. So that is the sealed reflex sight. I think when you can find them, they're about $800 or $900, which honestly, still probably cheaper than doing this setup because of the night stuff. But yeah, because you can't find this night stuff right now. And an Aimpoint Comp M2 you can find, but they're in various conditions because they're old. The Trijicon SRS, they're not the greatest optics, but you're going to spend $800 or $900 on them. And then you would need the UMP45, which again, you can find Tommy built ones or conversions that are about $3,000 on Gunbroker. So I don't know how soon I'd want to do one of those, but it would be really cool to have the Sicario MP5 and the Sicario UMP. So that's my goals. And then I want to do the Sicario M4A1, which again, Josh Brolin's character. If you haven't seen those movies, I'm not going to say they're the greatest movies of all time, but I do like them. They're pretty cool. I like the storyline behind it, and I hope they come out with a third. But that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for my next video. And yeah, tomorrow I'll do some type of a range day video. It's just, I think it's going to be a generic, hey, we're out here shooting day. So thank you guys for watching and stay tuned for that video.